Hey guys, I saw people do these resolutions videos and I got inspired and I thought maybe I can tell you what I learned in 2017 and then what I want to learn in 2018. So I hope this might help people and that you and I get inspired together. So what I learned in 2017, it's better to try something new that scares you than to stay in the same place that's hurting you. So yeah, this can be about anything. For me, it was about school. I was doing a study that literally made me depressed. But yeah, I was just trying, like, if I just keep fighting, I can get through this and then I'm done. And I can just get a job and I'm done. So for one, it felt like I wasted a lot of money already on that study I was doing. So I thought I had to just finish it. And on top of that, I was scared that what if I try another study and it goes exactly the same way because I just can't study or something? It was just scary like that. But I realized something had to change, so I am doing this study now and it goes so much better. So I think it's always better to try something new, even if it scares you, than to stay in a bad place. The second thing I learned was that being productive and positive is, for a great part, a choice and not your nature. Because for about the last 10 years, I've been thinking, I'm just a lazy person. I can't force myself to do homework for 2 hours because I'm too lazy. I just give up after an hour. That's just who I am. But no, it doesn't work like that. Nobody is a lazy person from birth and cannot change it. If you want to be productive, you can do all sorts of things to improve that. An example of what I did was go to the library when I need to study because then I have no distractions, so it's a lot easier to get a lot more work done than it is at home. And the same goes for positivity. If you fell down in the street and someone helped you get up, a lot of people might think for the rest of the day, oh, that was so silly and I hurt myself. But actually you can choose to say no, someone helped me. That was great. That was kind of them. I should be grateful for them. It's a choice to focus on one of these two things. So yeah, of course it's kind of difficult thing to say, especially with depression. Of course you can't just be more positive or productive. That's really hard. But yeah, overall, you can make choices to be more productive and positive. I was editing and I wanted to add something here. Of course, you don't have to change such things if you don't want to. And of course, there's a limit to how productive you can be. And I kind of made it sound easy, I think, but of course it's not easy and it takes a lot of time. But still, the point was, you can change yourself. But only if you want to. And the last thing I learned, though of course I learned a lot more, but I just chose 3 things to tell you. The last thing is that you should focus on the things that you're proud of and that you've done well instead of what you did wrong. And this kind of is the same thing as the previous thing I learned, but this is more like I learned how to do it. An example is that I chose my ring, and because I have it on me all the time, so whenever I feel kind of insecure, I feel my ring and I'm doing okay. I need to tell myself that. And another thing is to write down 3 things that I'm proud of every day. Because sometimes you just go to bed feeling like you've done nothing all day, or you see only the things that went wrong. But especially on those days, you should think of at least 3 things that you did well that day and that you're proud of. And it can be really minor things. I watched Michelle B's videos and she said something like, you can even be proud of your hair being great that day. Or that you said something funny to the cashier. Something like that. It doesn't matter. Just think of 3 things that you're proud of every day, and you'll feel better about yourself eventually. I really have a clear example of this, by the way. I did this workshop about voice acting, and afterwards I was really insecure. That was around the beginning of this year, so I was thinking oh, that man said I did that wrong, and what did they think of me? Even when I remember that day now, I associate it with that insecure feeling. But somewhere in the summer, I think it was at Abonai, I also made mistakes, maybe even worse than in the workshop. But afterwards I said to myself, I did that right, and everything went pretty well. And when I think of that day, I feel right, like yeah, I did right that day. So apparently it can have a long-term effect. So when you do that every day, think of the things you're proud of and what you're grateful for. That also helps for positivity. Then you'll remember each day more positively in the end. So I really recommend that. So those were 3 things I learned in 2017, and now I got 3 resolutions for 2018. I never really believed in New Year's resolutions. I'm always like, you can start off anywhere in the year. Like, what does the date have to do with it? But still, I guess it's kind of nice to have goals to work towards. And I also made it kind of broad, so I don't have a clear goal, like I want to have done that this year, but I want to take baby steps in a certain direction. So one of those directions, is to eat more healthy and more animal friendly. So every 2 weeks I'm making like potatoes and vegetables and then something like meat. And now I thought, like, maybe I can do like a vegetarian burger. So yeah, I'm just taking baby steps in that direction. Eat more healthy and animal friendly. So less meat and dairy and like more vegetables and less fries and chicken nuggets. Okay, the second one. I want to try to make music. I already tried something. Okay, this is a preview. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't really matter how good it is, I just want to try to make music. Because I always wanted to try it and I want to share it on the Fan and see people's reaction. I never really know where to begin with it, like do you start with the melody or the lyrics? But now I got something going. Okay, and the third one I wrote down was keep improving with baby steps. So the past year I've just been trying several things out. For example, things I've changed are I'm going to the store in the morning now because there's less people then, so it's less stressful for me. I'm walking almost everywhere because traffic is really frustrating for me, and I'm bullet journaling because I feel more organized and like I'm wasting less time. So those are examples of the baby steps I took to becoming more organized and more healthy and things like that, and just make my life easier. I think that's an important goal everyone should have. Make your life easier. And not in the sense of quit your job and watch TV all day and order pizza every day. Of course not. Do the things you have to do, but make them easier for yourself. For example, if you have this awful alarm clock, maybe try something like this instead. Because you will be so much more relaxed in the morning. Or when you don't feel like cooking every day, make meals in the weekend and put them in your fridge or freezer so you can take one out each day and warm it up in the microwave so you don't have to cook. So yeah, I just got really inspired by other people's resolutions videos. So I hope you can get something out of this, like it helps you. And yeah, I hope your 2018 will be awesome and great, and that great things happen to you. Yeah, thanks for watching this video, and see you later. Bye!